Hey guys, it's Stephanie again. I'm going to show you how to do grading in Actively Learn. So I again have the same sample assignment that I did the sample how the students work. I'm going to try and do this as close as I can to not showing you student information. So here is what it looks like on my end, and it's going to give me some graphs of how well the students did, and if I have one ungraded, so I can go here to grading and all the questions that I have to grade. I have it set up to do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can it comes with like proficient, basic, and things like that, and you can change it, and I'll show you where those settings are. So obviously my blah, blah, blah answer is going to get a 0. I can leave feedback here, like you need a real answer, or whatever you are looking for. Now my student here has also requested to revise. So I'm going to allow them to revise, and they're going to get my you need a real answer. So that student can now revise. Remember, as the settings come, they can see their classmates' answers. I'm going to show you how to turn that off too, but they can, they can see everything in that way. And so you can go through and it'll tell you which ones have answers that need to be graded. And you can go through and do that. Okay, so back here on this will be your roster, will be your list of students, and I'm not going to go through that right now because it still has my actual students in there. Gradebook will show you all of their scores, which I'm again not going to do because it's got student data in there. The assignment settings right here, there's reading settings and small group settings, and so you can go. They're actually up here that you set them. So the reading settings are right here. So this is where you can turn off where they see that. So this is see classmates' responses after answering questions. You can turn that off. You can also set it to where the kids are in a group. So like in my home classroom, I have tables and the kids are grouped up in teams. And so I can group them into where they can see each other's answers in that team at that table, but no one else's if I'm trying to get them to collaborate and that sort of thing. I always pretty much have it set questions require a response to continue reading. That's where it shows you the end. The article looks like it ends with a question. You can turn that off and minimize the questions if you just want them to read through it and then add the questions. So if you want it to where they can scroll through the whole thing, you unclick it. If you want them to where the questions don't even really appear, you click this minimize. I have it set where they see the correct multiple choice answer just because I want them to see it. I don't allow them to revise, obviously. And so I want them to see the correct answer. Now, this can get tricky if you have them collaborating because they'll have one person answer it and then everyone else has the correct answer. When I'm doing multiple choice, I really just want them to know the correct answer. So it's not a big deal to me. But if you're wanting a more accurate read on what they know, you're going to want to turn that off. But you can also set it as a quiz, which is down here. And if you set it as a quiz, and I'll show you how to do that too, they won't see anyone's answers. So this is enabling all of this stuff. I always have it that responses are locked until you allow revisions. If you could set it, if you uncheck this, and so that they can revise it as many times as they want to, I would definitely uncheck where they can see the responses. You're just going to save yourself some copying headache there. So that is the reading settings. And then here's the small group settings, and that's where I told you can put them into groups. So you can select the number of groups, and I'll select mine, based on the number of tables I have, which is actually more than 4. Or you can assign them randomly. I'm going to enable it. The other thing you can do is change the grading settings. So I have it as 0.144. This is the 0, incomplete, basic, proficient, advanced is how it starts. And it's set at a 10-point scale. I don't use a 10-point scale, so I have mine reset, but you can set it to however you want. You just move these little numbers around, and let's say it was like, I wanted it back up to a 10-point scale. It's going to change it for all of them right here. And then, oops, I went down too far. You can change these all individually so they can be different things. And if you want to give them half points for an incorrect answer or whatever, there's the settings for that. If you want to add teachers on there, you can add extra teachers on this co-teaching, and then archive classes where you're going to remove the class. So once you have the gradebook in here, And if I can figure out how to get it in there without actual students, I'll show you how to sync the gradebook data back to Google Classroom. As for adding a class, it's just right here. Click add a class, import your classes from Google Classroom, and then it'll bring it up eventually. I always just put 11th grade because that's what a majority of my students are, unless it's econ, then I put it in 12. So it gives me a class code. I can sync it with my classroom. There's no kids in this class because it's a demo class, so it's going to come up and say there's no kids. But if there were kids, they would actually be in there. So, I mean, that's kind of how you do that. And then you're going to assign it. So the grade book, I was hoping maybe it'd give me something on here, but it doesn't. I'll show you guys that in person. I can't put student data on YouTube. So if you have any questions, give me a holler, give me an email, whatever. Thanks. Bye.